Last week, the Chief Minister of Assam, Himanta Biswa Sharma, announced that the Assam cabinet has decided to repeal via an ordinance the Assam Muslim Marriages Act, which allowed marriages of individuals below the legally permissible age of 18 and 21 for women and men respectively. And he said that this is a significant step towards prohibiting child marriages. Now, this particular decision is up for scrutiny. There are multiple reactions coming in, and there is a backstory. If viewers would recall, there was a major crackdown on child marriages earlier in Assam. There were a lot of arrests made. Now, this official way of repealing, in a way, uprooting the entire procedure that existed for marriages of individuals below 18 and 21 years of age. What does it mean and why is it significant? And what about the timing? What changes? And is this again another precursor to bringing UCC or Uniform Civil Code in Assam? We'll bring out all those points in this video. Do watch it till the end and do write into me telling me what you think about this decision. I'm Afrida Rahman Ali. Let's get started. So first, what changes? What used to be the practice earlier? Earlier, before the repeal of the Assam Muslim Marriages Act, registration of marriages were not mandatory. It's a voluntary process which is to be done with the Maulvi, with the local priest. So this process firstly was not mandatory, it's voluntary, and secondly it was done not by any authorized government official, but it used to be done by a head priest of that locality. So what changes now? Primarily these two things. Now district commissioners and district registrar will be authorized to take custody of the registration of marriages, and of course the Muslim marriage registrars, or the priests so to speak, who used to do these processes, they will of course become redundant, they will become irrelevant, because now the district officials will be authorized. And thirdly, now the process is no longer voluntary, the process has been made mandatory. So any Muslim marriage will now have to be registered with the district registrar and the district commissioner, and it will not do to simply have the registration done by the Muslim marriage registrars, or qazis as they are often called. So here is a case of the entire system being overhauled. So what will happen to the Muslim registrars? How will their livelihoods be taken care of? This, the government says that they will be rehabilitated. A one-time compensation of 2 lakh rupees will be paid to the 94 Muslim registrars that exist in the state currently. So why was the act repealed? What is the official reason cited? The official reason is that this particular act that existed since 1935 is an 89-year-old obsolete law. The implementation is not monitored, which means that a person after getting married may or may not be registered with the local qazi or the Muslim registrars. And that leaves a lot of scope for misuse. Young girls are married off and then they are abandoned with no scrutiny whatsoever. Now the government is taking responsibility to ensure that these marriages are officially registered, and thereafter whatever happens to the women, to the dissolution of the marriage, everything will be on record. So in a way it will protect women, especially from abandonment. That is the basic premise that is given by the government. And also the fact that underage girls were being married is a social menace, and this particular repeal of the act will arrest that problem and will prohibit child marriage. That is the primary argument given. And also of course monitoring of these marriages in the Muslim community will be now a possibility, since it will be done by official registrars, that is the district commissioner and the district registrar, who will take care of this process. Let's now talk about the reactions coming in. It is but natural that such a move will draw sharp reactions from political parties. Sure enough, the AIMIM has reacted to this. Waris Pathan, AIMIM leader, has said that this is an anti-Muslim move. The BJP government in Assam has been trying to crack down on the community and finding reasons to arrest Muslim men First, it was the triple talaq that was abolished, and now a crackdown on Muslim marriages in this manner, which according to him is an anti-Muslim act. Why is there a separate law only in Assam that is required, is his question.
ये बीजेपी सरकार एंटी मुस्लिम सरकार है। हेमंत बिस्वा शर्मा जी ने आसाम में जो लाया है ये कानून, ये तो संविधान का उल्लंघन है, वायलेशन ऑफ आर्टिकल 25, 26, 27, 28 है, जो फंडामेंटल राइट है, जो गारंटी करता है हर इंसान को राइट टू प्रैक्टिस रिलीजन। तो किस तरह से ला रहे हैं? हम इसलिए कह रहे हैं कि बीजेपी की सरकार जो है उनको मुसलमानों से नफरत है।
असम में यूसीसी लाने का एक पहल है,
पहला स्टेप है, यूसीसी लाने का पहला स्टेप।
ये जो कल जो ये असम में मुस्लिम मैरिज,
लेकिन इसी के जरिए से बीजेपी गवर्नमेंट मर जाएगी असम में।
The other reaction that we have is, of course, from the ruling BJP in Assam, and they question why the Muslim leaders are not standing with women, are not standing with those who are trying to safeguard the interests of the women, and why they want to stand with abhorrent social evils. And their argument is that how is repealing an 89-year-old law that permits underage marriage become anti-Muslim? So as a Muslim woman from Assam, what is my take on this matter? Before I get to that, I want to look at some figures, because it is important to look at what is the level of education and literacy. And this is important in the context of these social evils that we are talking about. And I will explain the connection as well. But first, let me tell you that the figure when it comes to illiteracy, not even education, complete illiteracy, all India figure is 9.75% of Muslim men and 9.48% of the Muslim women, all India level, are illiterate. In Assam, the percentage is much higher. In Assam, 12.4% men are illiterate, 10.45% are illiterate among women. So what it does indicate is that there is a severe lack of education issue among the Muslim community in Assam. I will also quote another figure because this is interesting, that the share of women in higher education is 50.3% for Muslims. I'm talking about higher education now. And it is even less than what the figure is for scheduled tribes and other minority communities. So in the higher education sector, Muslim men and women are the worst represented. They are very few in number. So the connection is something like this, in the sense that women, if they are illiterate, they are a burden to the parents. After they attain puberty, the family takes it as their responsibility to marry off the girl. The reason being safety. And this I'm talking from personal experience, because she is illiterate, she's not capable of earning, lack of skills, lack of education. So she becomes an extra mouth to feed. The family takes it as an easy way, or rather a safe way for the girl as well, to marry her off. And therefore there is a financial angle to this, why girls in Assam are married off before attaining 18 years of legal age of marriage, immediately after attaining puberty. The safety angle is there because the fathers or the family or the elders in the family believe the moment a girl attains puberty, she becomes vulnerable, and it becomes their responsibility to constantly protect her. There could be cases of unwanted pregnancy. It becomes a huge stigma for the family. So that is reason number one. And this I'm talking about having spoken to a lot of these girls who have got married underage. The second issue, of course, is the fact that this law, after repealing of the law, what we need to look at is, will it protect women or will it work against women? Now, if you remember the crackdown on child marriages earlier, did it in any way work in the interest of women? When I looked into the issue, I spoke to women, their husbands got arrested because, the Assam government decided that wherever there is child marriage, wherever you find a couple where the husband and wife are underage, arrest the guy, because that will set a deterrent, and therefore child marriage as a menace has to stop. This was a knee-jerk reaction of the Assam government that was taken at one point. Now, what did it do? The men were arrested, the women were left abandoned with no source of income. Did it protect them, or it made them more vulnerable, more unsafe, more helpless and abandoned? That was my observation the previous time. Now this time around, Again, the same question arises. Will this act in the interest of women? Why are you not addressing the issue of educating women, empowering them, making them capable of earning a livelihood, rather than saying that you are illiterate, you are uneducated, but you have to stay put till you attain the legal age of marriage? You cannot be married off. The family has to bear the burden. Now, it doesn't work like that. This is the way the society will rebel. There will be violations and there will be more chaos. That is what is my take on the matter. And of course, I would like to hear from all of you on what you think is the best way forward. No one is condoning child marriage here. I do not advocate an underage married off. The family has to bear the burden. Now, it doesn't work like that. This is the way the society will rebel. There will be violations and there will be more chaos. That is what is my take on the matter. And of course, I would like to hear from all of you on what you think is the best way forward. No one is condoning child marriage here. I do not advocate an underage girl getting married and getting pregnant. That's the last thing in the interest of a woman. But if you are to address this problem, what is the best way forward? How do you go about it? Simply cracking down with a law, removing the qazis and the Muslim registrars, inflicting government officials on this and saying, we'll tell you what to do with your girls, even as a way of dealing with the problem, dealing with the Muslim society, doesn't work. Now, this is again coming ahead of elections, so it has obviously given a lot of reason to parties like AIUDF in Assam to talk about how this is being done simply to capitalize on the timing ahead of elections. And that is what the Assam government have been doing all this while, playing majoritarian politics, isolating the Muslims, targeting the Muslims, demonizing the Muslims. So it has given a lot of ammunition to those parties who represent the Muslim community to talk about the fact that this is election gimmick. But I leave you to think about it and write to me. Thanks for watching.